With the fight over the proposed 70-mile transmission line heading to court next week, the debate is now bringing Maryland's dire energy situation to the forefront. To date, Governor Wes Moore has yet to sign the new energy legislation passed by the General Assembly this year. As the state works to solve the problem, Fox 45's Jessica Babb shows us it's a situation many argue has been brought on by poor planning.
With states across the country stuck at a crossroads, trying to figure out how to meet rising energy demands.
I don't know what it is about this grid here, but we always get hit.
States like Texas have been in the spotlight, setting an example of what can happen when a power grid fails. Like in 2021, when freezing temperatures swept the state.
I drove through neighborhoods without power to spot a frozen skyline all lit up using electricity that might have literally saved lives. But our lawmakers set up this nonprofit ERCOT board made up largely of profit-making power company representatives who have little incentive to change anything.
Even now, years later, despite Texas being energy rich, energy officials and lawmakers still have key questions about the grid.
I don't have a positive sense on this at all.
Okay. Second part of that is...
Wait, you said you don't have a positive sense as to how this affects the grid. Yes.
Resource adequacy,
for the grid.
I don't have a positive sense that we have enough generation on the books to serve the load that's expected.
Even though we are states away, in this 2022 commentary written by David Lapp with the Maryland Office of the People's Counsel, he admits that while Maryland is different than Texas, like Texas, we also need comprehensive electric distribution system planning. And even though the Maryland Public Service Commission responded in a commentary of their own, saying they were on it, fast forward to 2025.
And the bottom line is the energy outlook in the state of Maryland is dire.
While some Republicans have argued,
what's really driving the energy crisis right now is the failed policy that the Democrats have been promoting for many, many years.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle in the last legislative session made it clear.
We need to make sure that we have energy. It's affordable, it's reliable, so all sources are open. We want to make sure that we also have a plan.
With energy needs skyrocketing and more data centers coming on the grid, along with power plants set to close, since Maryland already imports about 40% of its energy from other states.
We believe that in order to maintain a reliable grid, new infrastructure in this state is desperately needed.
Which is where the proposed 70-mile transmission line comes in. PJM, the regional grid operator, says without it, there could be rolling brownouts and blackouts. And even though lawmakers did just pass some legislation to generate more energy in state, which is still waiting on the governor's signature, PJM's planning has also come into question.
There's not a single policy anyone can point to that shuts down coal plants, and there's not a single policy that anyone can point to that shuts down or keeps gas plants from coming online in Maryland. You talked about the atmosphere and goals that we've written on paper. And yet, the thing that is actually keeping new generation from coming online, we can point to, it's PJM's inability and unwillingness to plan.
Earlier this year, in a joint letter, governors from several states, including Governor Wes Moore, wrote to PJM saying, quote, "Our states see firsthand how delays in PJM's interconnection process make it difficult for new generation and storage projects to reach market." Around that same time earlier this year, a spokesperson from PJM telling us even with the projects they did have in the queue, the amount of generation isn't sufficient to replace retiring generation.
Could you have better anticipated that load growth with better planning?
It's hard to see that the explosion in data center development that's occurred over the past 24 months. Obviously, we're working with our best forecast available, and we're currently working with our utilities who are on the ground.
And while we wait to see what happens with new transmission projects that are on the table and what impact new legislation may actually have, Maryland is still in a position where it's not clear if we'll be able to meet our energy needs moving forward. In Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.